I don't think I can burn out without crashing.
Okay.
I crashed.
Welcome to our holiday special. As you can tell, it's myself, Nathan, and Andre the Russian mechanic. And we thought for our holiday special we would do something very unique indeed. We got a lot of questions emailed to us on a regular basis, and Andre has the top 9. Why 9?
Because top 10 is so cliche.
Top 9 questions that we've received this year. So Andre, go ahead, please ask away.
Хорошо. Первый вопрос. Какая была ваша первая личная машина?
Okay, so what's the first car we owned?
You know, the first car I ever owned was a car that my dad bought because he knew that I was going to drive. It was, at that time, the cheapest car in America, the Honda Civic. It cost, I remember this, $2,500. It had a 1500cc engine. And by the time I got it, that thing was 4 years old and it was pretty tinny. And the best part of that car, Nathan, was when I had it for about a half a year, there was a hole that erupted out of the muffler. Mm-hmm. And it went from sounding like a sewing machine to actually sounding like a sports car. So I loved it because you could actually hear the car, you could feel the performance, and then my dad figured out that there was a hole in the muffler, and of course he had it fixed. So being the entrepreneurial young man, I took a screwdriver and punched it all back in the muffler because I missed that sound. And my dad, to this day, never found out that it was me who kept punching holes in the muffler to get that kind of race car sound out of a really, really entry-level Honda Civic.
Mine was a 78 Oldsmobile Omega, but at the same time I also had a 1965 Mustang with a straight 6 and a 3-speed manual transmission. What my dad did is when I turned 15, he took me to an auction and bought the crappiest car he could find. He said, you have 1 year to turn this car into a driver, so when you turn 16 you can drive it. So it was cheaper and easier for me to use the Oldsmobile Omega. And 1 month after my 16th birthday, once I made this car absolutely cherry and perfect, I crashed it by jumping it off the back of an Alpha Beta, which is a store loading ramp, and it landed on top of an MG. The Mustang, on the other hand, I ended up putting a giant boat engine in and basically destroyed the car that way. Good old days.
So what was the best of those two? What was the first one?
Technically speaking, it was the Oldsmobile Omega, but I had them both at the same time, so Wrecking Yard family.
Oldsmobile Omega, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that brand no longer exists.
Yeah, I know. Getting old. Ask the next question.
Какая была самая лучшая машина?
Okay, it's the best car we ever owned. The best. You go first.
No, I went first last time.
All right. It was, I don't remember the year exactly because I've had about 50 cars in my lifetime, but it was around a 1987 Mitsubishi Montero, 2-door, 4-cylinder engine, 5-speed manual. I loved that thing. Living in California, there was a place called Gorman, nice off-road area. It went everywhere there. Everywhere my friends' Jeeps went, I was able to follow, but at the same time, it was great on the street. I had big fat tires on it. Just a great car.
I've owned a lot of cars. I've been lucky, Nathan. I've owned an NSX.
Yeah, that's right, you have.
I've owned an M3, but my heart goes out to a 300ZX twin turbo that I owned just because it was fast, it was technologically advanced for its time, it had 4-wheel steering.
That's right, the back wheels, yeah.
Yeah, and well, there's some good stories we probably can't go into on a family show that have to do with the T-tops.
Yes, they are removable.
Yes.
Okay, go to the next question.
Какая машина была самая плохая?
Well, that's easy. He asked, what's the worst car we've driven? Oh, God, that's an easy one. I was born in the Czech Republic, and so a lot of my family is in Prague. And my uncle Nathan had a Trabant, which was just a terrible 2-stroke car. And he actually had the Kombi version, which is German for the station wagon. Yeah. And I remember it was so tiny that I literally, I'm not making this up, I literally had to put the seat all the way down and sit on the back part of the seat to drive the car because I could not get close enough to the thing. To be able to actually drive the car. It had this weird shift column.
Yeah, you had to pull it out.
It was a terrible car made of paper mache. I'm not joking, seriously, paper mache.
It was a cotton mix. Yeah,
paper
it was
mache.
ridiculous. But they actually had personality. The car that I had no personality, and it was actually purchased as a penalty for me street racing that Mustang I just mentioned. My dad forced me to buy a Chevy Citation II, and it was the coupe. So it had absolutely no utility. It was slow. It broke down constantly. Had vacuum problems. Even the wheels just didn't seem to be put on correctly. It was the worst car General Motors ever made, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel for you, man.
I feel for me too.
I feel for you. Go ahead, Andre.
Next one.
Next one, please.
Какая машина, которую вы водили, была самая быстрая?
Whoa. Oh, okay. You first. He's asking, what's the fastest we've driven?
That was in that Z. I went 176 according to the speedometer, and I did that up in Germany on the Autobahn heading to Bremerhaven, where I was selling it and trading it in on a BMW M3. And I remember doing 176 because I had it floored, and you could actually see the gas gauge physically going down, and I'm flying down the road, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm passing cars like they're standing still, which I was. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me that I had snow tires, which weren't rated.
Not a great idea to go that fast. I think those things only go up to about 80 normally without just, oh wow.
Yeah.
You're lucky you lived. I went 199 miles per hour on the Autobahn, and it was in my friend's car. He was a former race car driver, and he had a BMW 7 Series, but it was completely modified like an Alpina. And he actually had a separate speedometer. He had a whole bunch of other stuff. Back then, they didn't have just one unit to look at when you're doing aftermarket. And we were able to get it. I tried so hard to hit 200, and I couldn't do it. Too much traffic, and the car was massive. And going 200 miles per hour on the Autobahn sounds really cool. But the reality is that when you're thinking you should hit the brake, you've already gone through whatever you were trying to stop behind.
Yeah, you crash at that speed, you're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
There's no second chance.
All right, go for it,
18 airbags or not, you're dead.
I didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Andre.
Следующий вопрос. Какой самый интересный случай, который случился в машине?
What was the craziest thing that happened? That's easy. So I traded that Z on a BMW M3, and I had it precisely 2.5 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And I was living in the Czech Republic at the time, and driving on one of those rutted out roads, and it was raining. And I remember it like it was today. I passed a Volvo, and as I started to come back, the car actually decided to do its own thing. The back end went sideways, and then I was heading sideways down the road, hit the embankment, rolled the car, and the sunroof, actually the whole mechanism went down my back, and I almost killed myself in that M3.
Wow.
So
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, that was not good. Not good.
Well, the craziest thing that ever happened to me in a car, I went down with a buddy from college to San Felipe, Mexico, where there's a lot of fun things to do over there, usually not very sober. And my car was where I slept. It was a cabana, but that was lit on fire, long story. And so I slept in the car, and a friend of mine brought in a Roman candle and tossed the Roman candle in there, and it went off, setting my car on fire from the inside. Fortunately, it was still drivable, and scarring me a little bit. And the only way we were able to put out the fire was with beer, because that's the only thing we bought was bad thing. Never again. Well, probably never again.
Dude, that's a lot of bad chi there.
It is a lot. It was a long time ago.
All right, Andre, keep going.
Please.
Следующий вопрос. Какая машина вы мечтаете, о которой меньше 50 тысяч?
Under 50 grand. He wants to know what's the best car for under 50 grand.
Dream car.
Dream car. I'm sorry, I missed the dream car. You go ahead.
Under 50 grand. You know, the dream car that I want always changes because I'm driving a different car every week, and so, you know, the thing I'm going to say right now probably will change next year, but
Okay.
This year the most fun I've had in any car is the Fiat 500 Abarth. I took it on a road trip and really enjoyed myself. That is probably the best engine note outside of a Ferrari that you can buy for under actually $25,000. So I love that car. I think it's just a hoot, and that would be it.
That is a really good car, and I love the Abarth. But for under 50 grand, I'd buy the Subaru Wrx Sti, the hatchback. That's just without a doubt, you get the most bang for your buck. It's ridiculously fast. It handles really well, especially up here in Colorado. Very easy to modify, and there's a lot of parts out there. You can easily get one of those to put out well over 400 horsepower if you're crazy enough to do it. And I love embarrassing people at stoplights, and I'd love to go up to some guy in an M3 and just tear his doors off. So that'd be my choice.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of turbo lag. and I can't get past the interior. Sorry.
Next one.
Теперь выше 50 тысяч.
Oh, okay. So he now wants to know about over $50,000, what we would choose. Does that include vehicles that are no longer being built?
Andre, da?
Yeah.
Я думаю, да.
Okay, so he's good with that. You want me to go first on
Yeah.
that one? Okay. 1971 Alfa Romeo Stradelia. It's Tipo Type 33. It is the most beautiful car ever made, with a little 2.8 liter V8 engine with velocity stacks. One of the first cars with butterfly doors. Just sickening. It's so good to look at. Look it up online. Alfa Romeo Tipo 33 Stradelia. Stradelia means like for the street. So that would be mine.
Here's mine. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, this is a Citroen Ds. I did a story on it earlier this year, and I just fell in love with this car. This car was not only cutting edge, but it is ultimately cool, especially in black. Just so you know why I would pick this car, right? It can drive on 3 wheels. It can jack itself up. We do this test where we go off-road, and what's the highest that like the Jeep goes? You know?
It's like 11.5 inches, I think, is the maximum.
14 inches. This goes from like 5 to 14 inches. It's unbelievable. Front-wheel drive, hydraulic, everything. And get this, it's got a Hemi.
That's right. It's hemispherical combustion chamber.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's just really cool.
It is a really unique car, and I have driven one of those too, by the way, and it was really cool. But I do have to say this:
Yeah.
Vive la France! Vive la guerre!
I know
French.
people are gonna hate me. It's a French car.
That's all right. I guess
And you know what? On this track, it's by far the slowest car. And it's not even front-wheel drive, which is crappy. Here, let me see here. See, I think this car is front-wheel drive in real life. No,
but the headlights go on.
But the headlights go on. And look, they're like in Paris, they're yellow.
Yeah, but the lights are supposed to be way up high. It's a really weird car. It has 1-spoke steering wheel, and it's all this unique stuff. Next question.
Keep going.
Следующий вопрос. Что случилось с Дэйвом?
Dave. Yeah, we get that a lot. Dave, well, okay, I want to be absolutely honest here. Absolutely honest.
Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, it was a Russian mafia thing. That's why Andre's asking the questions.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go any more than that.
He was clipped. Honestly, guys, Dave's good old friend, and he's off doing his own thing. Next.
Yeah, next.
И какая машина, любая машина, самая лучшая?
You're never lost for words, so that's really rare. But what he's asking us is, what is the most fun car?
To drive.
I mean, that would be... we're not going to tell you.
No, we're not going to tell you because that's a segue. Thank you, Andre, for our next special. At the beginning of next year, we're going to do our annual top 5 fun to drive cars. So you're going to have to wait till 2013.
That's right, guys. But as it is for 2012, I'd like to say, joyous Kwanzaa.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Festivus fun.
And of course, Merry Christmas. And I think...
С Рождеством и с Новым годом.
Sorry, I should have... I didn't mean to step on you there, Andre.
and of course, gentlemen, I think we're going to have to toast in 2012.
Absolutely.
And this is a toast, not just to the holiday season, but this is a toast to all of our viewers and fans.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys have really helped us just climb that ladder. And this is the only car we drive after what?
Oh, wait, we forgot. What cars do we drive ourselves?
Oh!
Oh!
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead first.
All right, I don't own a car per se because I don't need to own a car. And why pay for insurance? And why worry about the ownership aspect when I get to drive a different car every week? So I own a very old car my dad left me after he passed away in 1976, Lincoln Continental Mark V, which is sitting and falling apart, which I've given to my son. And as my daily driver, I own a Husqvarna Dual Sport 449, a Husky.
A Husky. I am like Roman. They give us 2 cars a week sometimes, so frankly, I didn't see the need of owning a car anymore. I just got rid of my 1996 Land Rover Discovery, with a manual transmission, by the way. And somewhere in Los Angeles, buried somewhere, is Alfa Romeo GT V6, which is absolutely covered with rust and will never be resuscitated.
Well, I think on that, Andre, na zdraví
На здоровье.
to all of our fans.
Yes.
Спасибо.
L'chaim.
Happy holidays.
Да.
Ciao. And
Спасибо.
see you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Oh, that goes down good. This is the only type of drinking we do
right,
when
come
we're
on.
driving these cars.
Here, which one you want the Ferrari or you want the Red Bull?
I want the Red Bull.
All right,
Я
do-
хочу
Strong like bull.
go-
Sebastian, congratulations.
I'm gonna take you, Andre. Here. But first, I'm gonna race you in the Citroen with the Ferrari, one lap, and then Andre, you come here and you pick the car you want, and you race whoever the winner of this is.
Are
Okay?
you going for the Porsche?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Andre, count us down. One lap.
One lap.
1, 2, 3. Пошел!
Whoa.
Oh.
Ah! Oh! It's close.
What
Come
does
on
it
over,
just
Andre.
say? The alcohol is taking effect so quickly.
Come on over, Andre.
I go both.
Your turn.
All right.
All right. One more. Come on over. Here, sit between us. All right. What car you want? You want the Porsche?
Да, это Porsche, я уже взял.
Yeah.
Here's your Porsche. All right. All right. You know, you can't have the Porsche. That won't work. This pickup's too big. So pick a different car.
There you go.
It's gonna get stuck. I don't want to win unfairly.
What is this, Robbie Gordon?
Oh, that's slow.
You're gonna rub it. I think you have to like knock people off the track in order to make that run.
That one's fast.
There you go.
All right, you ready?
Make
Okay,
it proud.
count us
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
Ethan.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh,
We
the Citroen gets further.
The Citroen wins.
See you guys.
See you
До
guys.
свидания.
Bye.
А моя первая машина была «Москвич». Я еще был очень маленький и не мог водить ее, но она была вот такая вот комби, и она была оранжевая. А машина, на которой я научился водить, это была «Жигули 4», универсал.